Hi travelers, Tara here. I'm coming to you with a bonus reading. This is the Neptune Retrograde reading. We're going to do this with the Casanovas. Now, Neptune represents the Hanged Man in the tarot. And typically the hangman comes in to ask you to view the situation from a different perspective. Well, now Neptune is going to be like this. Neptune, this card represents the escape, okay? And Neptune can be all about escapism, and there are plenty of ways to escape from people and situations and even ourselves. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a Hidden Lotus Tarot spread about Neptune retrograde, which is tomorrow, and it'll be retrograde until November, I think, 24th or 29th. So we're going to have 5 months to have some things revealed to us, things that perhaps we have not been aware of, where either others have been deceiving us or we have been deceiving ourselves. And the best thing to do, I feel, my opinion, is to write down any strange things that happen, your dreams, things that seem like coincidences. Write those down. They may not make any sense to you at that time, but you'll have a record of them so that as things start to reveal themselves, the pieces will start to fall into place. At which point you're going to have 5 months to do some really very deep shadow work, and then you'll be ready for 2017 to come. Okay? This is really about moving to another phase or a higher level. So as you can see, I have cards falling everywhere. I myself, it started for me about 3 days ago, started having dreams and information just coming to me about a few things in my life that I've really had been struggling with. Yeah, just because I can read tarot cards, I can't read the cards for myself, you know. I can only read them for other people. So let's see. We're going to try to clarify. I'm going to leave these 2 cards out, and one of them actually fell reversed. So I'm going to leave it like that. And we're going to turn those 2 cards over in just a second, okay, to see how this can play in. Ah, the World has come out again. I have 2 knights. The Tower. The Devil. The King of Cups. The King of Wands. Oh my goodness. The King of Coins. And the 7 of Wands. Well, well, well. With the 7 of Swords. This, my friends, I have no clue what this is. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. So right in the center, I have the World card. And in the Casanova deck, the World card is not about the end of a cycle, but it is about someone who is reviewing their life. Okay? They're reviewing themselves. He's writing his memoirs. He's telling the story of his life. We would assume that if he's doing that, he's near the end. Okay? So in one essence, it is the end of one way of life and about to be the start of another. This is very, 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 I don't even know what to say. Now, at the top, I have this Knight of Pentacles. Now, you know, 2 knights together can also mean arguments or fights. They're of 2 different suits. One is of air and one is of coins. Someone can be more practical in their outlook, whereas someone else can be all about in their head. But the Knight of Pentacles represents someone who's waiting for the right moment, okay? And the Knight of Swords represents someone who's ready to do battle, who's being blinded by their ego. Now, if this is the case, I have the Tower here. And the Tower is, well, the Tower is either someone realizing something, okay? They're getting some sudden clarity. That's what I mean about this Neptune, okay? Or something has crumbled underneath them, okay? Now, the next card is the Devil. And remember I was saying you're going to get an opportunity to do shadow work? This is about looking in the mirror and seeing the shadow side of ourselves, okay? It is about those things that we try to hide from other people. Can sometimes be their own boogeyman. They can bring about our ruin and our destruction, like a self-sabotaging kind of a way. Over here with this King of Cups. Now I have 3 different kings represented. So I don't know if this is speaking to 3 different people or if this is speaking to, but it is definitely a reading about a man or a male because of these kings. There are really no women except for this woman here. And this woman could be representative of those things. Maybe she brings out the ugly part of this guy or one of these guys. I don't know. But this King of Cups is somebody who is jovial and happy, and looks forward to the good things in life. This King of Wands is considered to be a patron, so to speak, in the spread. I'm going to get the book so I can read you the actual meanings, and then I'm going to just do what they're telling me from my intuition. We know that this speaks to charisma, power, success, ambition. He's the King of Pentacles. But yet I have this 7, and 7s are about conflict. But typically your 5s are going to be about changes and conflict that are brought about from outside sources, whereas the 7s are kind of about inside conflict, inner conflict. The 7 of Coins here. And this is a card about someone who, no matter what they do, they're just not being satisfied or they're not being fulfilled, you know, on the level that they should be, or that they feel they should be, as if maybe they don't have enough. I want to read to you about the kings, what the kings say. Okay, the first is the King of Cups, or the King of Chalices he's known as. This is, no, I'm sorry, this is the patron card. This is the patron, the protector. It speaks to favors, creativity, and someone who observes from a distance. The King of Wands, entrepreneur, honesty, curiosity, benevolence, experience, good-naturedness behind a formal front. So it's like it's saying that someone likes to have a good time or really like to have a good time, but you wouldn't know it to look at them. That Devil card. And this is Neptune, so it could be someone indulging in ways that really aren't that good for them. The King of Swords. I'm sorry, the King of Coins. Ambition, threat, practical intelligence, success, and material power. Now, if this is the same person, these are 3 different aspects of one male. And we can all embody 3 different aspects, or sometimes maybe even 4, depending on the situation. The Devil speaks to the darkness which lies within us, the reflection which deceives, betrayal, superficiality, excess, guilt feelings, egotism, rebellion, disturbance, suggestion, and deceit. Now, twice I've gotten this theme of deception. In the first reading that I did as well, I had the 7 of Swords come out with the Moon card, which does speak to some, But again, the question is this self-deception? Is it deception towards another person? Or is it both? The Seven of Coins is boredom, a habit, a lack of harmonious communication, insensitivity, inability to be enthusiastic or to become enthusiastic. So in other words, this is what they're kind of saying to me. There's a person who's dealing with someone else, but there are a lot of other surface things going on. There could be betrayal between the two, fighting, lack of harmonious communication. But it is a situation where this person cannot, for whatever reason, seem to lift himself out of this state of, whatever. Not really apathetic, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. So what I'm getting is that the Tower, let me tell you what the Tower says. Refuge, asylum, closure towards the world, ruin, loss, desperation, arrogance, torture inflicted by one's own conscience, and atonement. So really, again, it's kind of like the message is that someone is really, really considering either the way they behaved or the way that what they said. They're trying to come to terms with that, and perhaps they are conflicted. I feel that this says that this is someone fighting within themselves, a self-conflict, and trying to, and really not being able to come up with an answer as to what they need to do to fix it. This is why the world, sitting down and reviewing things, has come up in the center of the spread. Now, before I pull the hidden card, the hidden element, I want to first, I have the Ace of Wands in reverse. And this is really not having the energy, not having, maybe this is even affecting someone's work. It says the starting point, creation, undertaking, the still point, and the beginning. But it showed up reversed with the Hanged Man, so things are at a standstill. The Hermit, someone being alone, isolated, loneliness. The Hermit in this deck speaks to, hold on, where is the Hermit? Here he is. An inner search, isolation, spirituality, renunciation, silence, chastity, detachment from material things, refuge of the heart, consolation, and a welcome. And it's a welcome because this person needs something in their life. And to me, this is speaking to a spiritual situation. So if there has been some issues between you and a male, maybe one of a water sign, an earth sign, a fire sign or an earth sign, someone who has allowed their ego, okay, to come into play, has perhaps there have been crosswords said. This is an odd thing. It kind of keeps coming up, and it could be all surrounding things that happened during the Mercury retrograde. But I have this, the spread really speaks to someone who's struggling spiritually, really struggling, and they can't quite seem to figure out, they don't have the willpower or they don't know what to do. I'm going to take, I want to read on this Devil is what I'd like to do. And then I'm going to pull the hidden card underneath. Literally, things have come to a complete stop. Now, I don't know if this is in terms of the interactions between, with these either three kings or this one king. And I do feel it's roughly speaking to one male. That's really what I think. It's one person who wears many hats. maybe even compartmentalizes their life. And that could be the problem. Let's see. I want to look at the Devil, and I want to look at the Seven of Wands. Because the two knights have already, they came out and said that this was a fight. See, and they're going in the same direction, so to speak. One is ready, willing to negotiate, and one person is ready to fight. In other words, there's no cooperation here. And the Tower with this, we know that Wands people, I don't mean to be ugly, y'all, but sometimes egos can get in the way. Can do that with everybody. But like me, I always attract fire sign guys, and they really, I can't do it. I don't have the energy. They just drain me. Okay, we want to look at the Devil. Now this is either speaking to two things, because as we know, it's about deceit and betrayal, the shadow side of ourselves. So it has to do with the very, very positive relationship that these kings or this king had with someone, confidant, someone that they can really talk to, perhaps who understood them. Amalato, the sick person. Okay, I don't need to say any more about that. And then here comes the Doctore, to tend to the sick person. Okay, and I think someone is having a crisis of conscience, is what I think. And there is a real battle within this person to decide if they want to continue. This is the Mercante, and he speaks to contracts, negotiations, business deals, going back into communications, going back into negotiations, coming back to considering having a conversation. There's a constancy there, as if the cards are saying that the person, anytime constancy is implied, it is something that is faithful and true. Yes? And maybe this is what the conflict is. Maybe the person is having a conflict trying to separate fact from fiction. Maybe what they believe versus what they see. What they hear versus what they feel. In other words, they have not perhaps seen all of the things they needed to see. I want to take a look at what this not being able to bring themselves to make a move. I think it's fear. Now, this is very interesting. I have the card of the Domestico. And the Domestico kind of does things behind the scenes. Okay. He is a collaborator. He could also be someone returning. Okay. And this card speaks to an ending. But the true literal sense of this card is a complete separation or detachment from the situation and the female lover. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the female lover is the person who has completely detached from the situation, or if he feels it's just not worth his time to do so anymore. I don't know. Now, let's see what's underneath. The Eight of Wands. This card is about travel, It is about reason in this deck. Let me read it to you. Speed, movement, striving towards the goal, transfer, and traveling in the mind. Now, because I have these three kings here, and because I have the world card sitting on top of this, with the hanged man, the escape, and the hermit, the isolation and the loneliness, this is saying to me that either someone is trying to review things, and hold on, I want to make sure that, because I want to tell you what I'm feeling about this. That either because this person is reviewing, that this situation will either go forward, or someone is fantasizing about it, traveling in the mind. Remember, Neptune is all about illusions and fantasies. It's not really speaking to, yes, this is going to go forward, or no, there is definitely a hold on this, whatever this is. I want to look at this Eight of Wands here. This could either happen, something could happen either very quickly, or someone is only fantasizing about it. Remember, you can escape in all kinds of ways. Now, a gift that is not unselfish, the precious presence, Belvedere, long-term, great foresight and planning, and then the Sacerdote. And it's kind of telling me that it would behoove this person to stop and think about what they have, instead of what they don't have. Okay? And if there's something that they're missing, then they should figure out a way to get that. But I have two cards like the priest here. So I'm not sure if this means someone will be staying single, or if there could be something coming up on the horizon moving forward. That's what I have for you. I hope that message helped. And until next time, namaste.